should be coming around now. Just on time. You must be right. Hold on. Can I just get you to sign in really quick? Yeah, and then the date, yeah. Thank you. Righty. Okay, sweet. Now let me just get you signed in on here. And then what was your birth date, just to verify? Sweet. You are not an imposter. Okay, 1 second. Let me just pull up. Okay, sweet. So that's that. You're signed in. Now, have you ever been to a sensory deprivation chamber before? Okay. Sweet, that's totally fine. Whether or not you've been to one before or not, how we run things here is, as you might expect, a little bit different from place to place. If you have not been to a sensory deprivation chamber before, we like to give you a little bit more of a rundown than if you are a sort of seasoned. I'm sure you've done some research and you know on some level what it is, but allow me to tell you anyway. A sensory deprivation chamber is basically a flotation tank that allows you to be submerged in completely sterilized. It's new. It's a new solution every single time. It's a saline solution that allows you to float. And this solution, as I said, it's sterile. It's new every single time. The machine runs after you exit the chamber. Completely hoses everything down, sucks away all the solution, and fills it back up again. Basically, the sort of benefits of sensory deprivation is sort of that it's a completely dark chamber. There, as the name implies, your senses aren't necessarily deprived, but the sensory stimulus that you are sort of engaging with is a lot more pared down than most environments that you'll find yourself in, right? So you sort of think of it as a completely dark bath of sorts. You can do meditation in there. Often, if you sort of let yourself get into a state of trance, people fall asleep in there. It's completely safe. Your head will never be submerged because of the way the solution is. Humans will be very buoyant in the solution, so you don't have to worry about falling asleep in there. And that being a bad thing. Falling asleep sometimes is exactly what people set out to do, so don't feel bad if you do fall asleep. Now, how you get yourself into a sort of trance-like state is totally and entirely up to you. How you plan to spend your time in the sensory deprivation chamber is entirely up to you, but something that I always recommend, if you are feeling stuck or are a little bit anxious or jittery if it's your first time, don't necessarily beat yourself up too much about any of the thoughts that you are having about the experience being new or weird. Like, accept them and just let your thoughts come. Don't judge yourself for whatever thoughts come up. If there is a visualization technique that is helpful for you, or a breathing technique that is helpful for you, I suggest that you practice that. Something that is that I usually sort of suggest is breathing in for 7 counts and breathing out for 11. This sort of kickstarts your parasympathetic nervous system, kind of like lets your body know it's time to calm down. There's nothing to be worried about, nothing to be anxious about. If you do fall asleep, again, it's totally fine. That's actually a good sign. Now, as for the prep before you get into the chamber itself, what we like to do is to give you a sort of facial beforehand, to sort of get you a little more calm from all the sort of hustle and bustle of outside. Also, something that's really important before you enter the chamber is that you're clean, because even though the tank is self-sterilizing, if there's a lot of residue from makeup, say, or just oils, they can sort of cake up on the inside of the tank, which is why on top of the regular cleanings that the tank does on its own, we also do like manual cleanings as well every single day. That being said, it's really important that you are clean before you go in. So every single chamber has its own adjacent shower, and your room is, of course, private to you. But before you go ahead and jump into the shower, I'm going to, if you would let me, perform this facial for you, do a quick cleanse, and then just sort of make sure that you're squeaky clean before you run over to your chamber and, get your experience started. So, if that would be cool, yeah? Alright, so first things first, let me just remove some things. I have completely new puff and a new cleansing head, a new facial towel, all ready to go for you. And to sort of melt off any makeup you might have on, whether it's makeup, sunscreen, or just residual, like already pre-existing oils that are on your face. I'm gonna just really quickly if I can. closer. Quickly sort of melt everything off with this oil cleanser. New towel. Just really quickly, it's also peach scented. Just quickly wipe all this residue off, make you nice and clean. Okay. Okay. Before we get into this, I'm just gonna quickly cleanser. Okay. This really helps get rid of all the remaining residue off of your face. Now we're just gonna clean, just get some warm water I have here, and wipe that all off. Okay. And just out of the way. And quickly buff your skin before adding some pH balancing toner. I've got this Konjac sponge. if it will let me open. But yeah, this Konjac sponge is super soft and it'll help gently exfoliate. Really, really quickly before I put on your pH balancing toner. We're not going to be moisturizing because moisturizing before you hop into your flotation tank is not only redundant, but you don't really want to be moisturizing or again adding any residue before entering your flotation chamber, because again, while it does clean after every single use and completely drains out, it's sterile. Having residue or excess oils or makeup suspended in the liquid would make it more difficult to clean. That's why we also do regular manual maintenance every single day. But to mitigate any sort of issues with that, we ask all our guests to shower beforehand, and again, your shower is located inside of your private room, the same room where your chamber is located in, adjacent to it. Now, so after I sort of finish doing this gentle exfoliation, I'm going to be toning your face with the pH balancing toner that I talked about. And then after that, you will be escorted to your room. Your room is reserved for you for the rest of today. So again, you do not have to worry about spending too much time or falling asleep in there again. And all you have to do before entering your chamber is removing your street clothes, taking a shower, again making sure that you get all the residue as possible before you enter inside your tank. And then your only job from there on out is to relax. after you've finished your float, there is a phone, sort of like a phone. It's a touch screen with a menu of different amenities and services that you can get that the spa offers. You can get a massage after your float. You can get food service. We can continue your facial skin treatment, where I can actually moisturize your skin because you're not going to be entering your sensory deprivation chamber again. But again, you have to sort of make that decision. You can certainly enter your chamber again after another shower if you'd like. But that's all up to you. Please do not feel rushed. We book up a whole day per person, per room, for a reason. Feeling rushed is the opposite of relaxing. So, just wanted to make sure that you are comfortable. You want this experience to be as relaxing as possible for our guests. So, okay, looking good. Now, as I said, I'm going to just quickly use this toner over your face to balance the pH. Okay. And after this, I will have another staff member escort you to your room. Yeah, Sam's over there, already waiting. Okay, perfect. Feeling refreshed? Sweet. Okay. All right. Have fun with your float.